Hi, my darlings. I'm Sophie Darling, and welcome back to the channel. If you love anime, heartfelt reactions, and deep dives into symbolism and themes, then you're in the right place. Before we jump into today's reaction, don't forget to hit that like button to show some love, subscribe if you haven't already, and ring that notification bell so you never miss a moment of fun. And if you want even more exclusive content like early access to my reactions, full length anime watch alongs, and an amazing community of fellow anime lovers, please do check out my Patreon. You can find the link in the description box below. Your support truly means the world as it helps to keep these reactions coming, and I'd love to have you join our cozy little anime family. Today, we are reacting to episode 24 of Frieren, and we've just seen that there are perfect replicas of the other mages in the dungeon. So this is the true test at hand, is that they're having to essentially defeat a copy of themselves, which is perfect down to the manner and skills. It doesn't quite look like them. It's very close, but it's off color, so it's not quite an identical match. But in terms of manner and skill, it has everything. So we've just seen Denkin recognize that Frieren is their next challenge, and I'm curious as to whether we're going to see a Frieren versus Frieren showdown or a Frieren versus Fern showdown. Either way, Denkin's ability to recognize, oh, if this wasn't a test and I wasn't going to fail, I would have thrown in the gauntlet. I would have left. I don't want to fight her again. I fought her once. Now I have to fight the replica. And the replica's not going to hold back. This is the thing. Frieren can hold back. The replica's out to kill. This is the difference between them. And Denkin knows that. He knows that Frieren was going to show mercy and was not going to harm him beyond incapacitate him. This replica is out for blood. This replica is there to get rid of them from the dungeon, to protect the lost tomb of this king. So he knows it's going to be a fight to the death. They either take this replica of Frieren out or they're going to die. I wonder if others are going to run into a replica of Frieren or if it's just them. I imagine because whoever is puppeteering these replicas has maybe seen that Frieren is the most powerful mage here, has then gone, okay, we're going to replicate her. So then everyone has to fight against this version of her. And this is actually going to take more people out of the test. Or maybe it's because it knows that Denkin has already had a run in with Frieren before and has just picked up on that lingering fear or that previous battle and is like, here, have it again, round two. But it's going to be very interesting to watch this episode play out. I'm hoping for more epic fights. It's going to be really exciting. And also the potentiality of a Frieren versus Fern showdown or a Frieren versus Frieren showdown. It's going to be interesting to then see how Fern handles herself against a Frieren that's out for blood, that's going to show no mercy. And I think Fern will surprise everyone and hold her own if that is the case. But even if we don't get that showdown and we get a Frieren versus Frieren showdown, we get to see Frieren at her full might. No holds barred. The mana pool is going to be huge. So I think Frieren's going to have to pull out everything in her arsenal in order to beat this replica, to beat this duplicate. It's not that I don't think anyone else is capable of doing so, but I think we've seen Frieren fight demons and she doesn't hold back, but she also limits her abilities because she doesn't need to go all out because she is that powerful. But against herself, she might have to go all out. And I'm so excited to see how this works out. So we're not going to talk for much longer. We're going to get straight into episode 24 and we're going to see how this plays out. Also, Denkin is nicer than I initially thought. He actually did try to go out of his way to rescue that little girl, and he could have just gone, meh, she messed up, she didn't pay attention, so it's all on her. But he did try to rescue her. I think he's nicer than he seems. I think they all are. I think under different conditions, where they're not competing for the position of becoming first mage, they would all actually get on really, really well, or they would all share similarities that bring them together. I think because of the environment they're in and the competitive aspect to it, it brings out the worst aspects of their personality. But without further ado, let's get into episode 24.
霊落の応募が難攻不落だったわけだぜ。 まさかこんなものがいるだなんてね。
And he recognizes them. So he must have had a run in with these statue clone things before. But they said also that it was like demon magic.
電剣あれも対処できるのか。
So cool.
一つだけ言えるのは、これが試験でなかったらわしはとうに瓶を割っておる。
How many mages does it take to take down Frieren? We'll find out.
シュピーゲルはダンジョンに入り込んだ人物の記憶を読み取り、対象者の複製体を作り出していると考えら
Damn,
れている。
okay, so he knows of Denkin's last battle with
アインザー
Frieren.
ムのような類似性を持つ魔物はいる。
Ah, they manipulate people's memories against them by creating replicas. Not just of them, but of people in their memories
技術さえも模
too.
倣した完璧な複製体だ。
Crazy.
霊落の応募が未踏破であるゆえんだ。複製体は自分と互角の相手だ。
They don't have to fight each other if they've got to fight a
冷
replica.
静な自己分析とチームワークが必要になる。
Collaboration.
実に平和主義者の彼女らしい試験内容だ。
Oh god.
まずい。一旦引くぞ。
Oh my. Yeah, this is a Frieren without restraint.
さて、
Out for blood.
どうしたものかの。
The same unfazed expression as well. I wonder if Frieren meets this replica and doesn't meet another replica, but meets this one and collaborates and works with everyone else to kind of bring it down. Is the replica going to break the golem? Or is this the clone that she's made of herself through empathizing with him?
僕の名前はラントだって言っているだろう。
あの複製体はどの程度まで完璧な私のコピーだと思う？
Oh, so that is the replica.
ユーベル、君ってさ、戦いの最中
I
に
wasn't
饒舌
sure.
な
I know
タイプ
he's
でさ
sat there bleeding, but like I wasn't entirely
黙った
sure.
ら死んじゃうような。
よく観察してるね。
Imagine it just smashes the bottle and is like, meh.
記憶や人格まではコピーしていないってことかな。
いや、多分喋れないだけだ。最初の襲撃の時、あれは僕の懐か
Damn,
ら
okay.
脱出用ゴーレムの瓶を抜き取った。
Zero hesitation.
僕たちを追い詰めたのに追撃してこないのは、君のソルガニールを警戒しているからだ。
それと
Wow.
いたぶるのを
Okay.
楽しんでいるからね。
Crafty.
笑えないね。
Oh god, he's
ひどい
bleeding out.
出血だ。最後に一ついいかな。今のメガネくんって本物？
さあね。どうだろう。
ふーん。瓶を取り返してくる。
おい、
She's nicer than she appears.
まあ、距離を詰めてくるよね。ソルガニールの発動条件は視界に全身を収めること。
Wow.
この勝負は
Mirror
先に
images.
距離を見誤った方が負ける。実力が
So
互角な
cool.
ら勝ち負けはほぼ運だね。私は昔から運が悪いから、運で決まる勝負は嫌いだ。
Oh god.
やっぱり運が悪い。だから嫌なんだ。そっちの方がもっと運が悪かったみたいだ。メガネくん、意外と早かったね。
It was the clone. Or was he just quick enough to get behind using the clone?
ふん、やっぱり瓶も偽物だったんだ。
It was the clone.
ユーベル、瀕死の僕が分身だと分かっていたんだな。なぜ死に急ぐような真似をした？
メガネ君が来てくれると確信したからかな。
She trusts you.
僕がそんなお人よしに見えたのか？
いや、全然。というか、そんなことどうでもいい。
I was gonna say, it's very eerily reminiscent of when we first discovered that he can clone himself, but still.
だから私はメガネ君のせいで私が死ん
So he
でしまう
stepped
状況を
out,
作った。
had no choice but to step in
あり
and
がとうね、
protect
メガ
her.
ネ君。また一つ君のことが分かった気がするよ。
She's getting very close to
そうか。
empathizing
それ
with
はよ
you.
かったな。そろそろ共感できそうか？
Oh yeah, she'll get
まだ
there.
時間はかかるかな。
I like them as a duo. I think they balance each other very nicely.
この壁の奥に隠し部屋がある。きっとお宝だよ。この雰囲気。
What if it's the
ひょっとすると
monster?
珍しい魔導書が眠っている可能性も。
でも入り口らしきものはどこにもありませんでしたし。
でも構造的に部屋は間違いなくあるはずだから。
Oh. If Frieren says there's a room, there's a room. Damn, where does that go? She's so smug. I thought they're supposed to be going down, and she's like, secret room, detour.
埋葬された王の功績が描かれているな。これほど保存状態のいい統一王朝期の壁画は
Oh, I didn't know if it'd be like an underground prayer room or something. Frieren's like, this isn't the discovery that I wanted. Where's my rare book? But she's happy that it makes Fan happy. Because again, a lot of what Frieren does is to make other people happy, which is why she likes magic too. Fan does it to make Frieren happy, but Frieren's love of magic and unusual spells was to make him all happy.
かもしれないね。
No! Frieren v. Frieren.
どうしたの？こんなところに集まって。
Your replica's not letting
構
us
造的
pass.
にこの先の広間を越えれば迷宮の最深部だ。
それで？
あれが陣取ってもう半日になる。
It's me.
ダンジョン攻略はこうでなくちゃ。
Challenge accepted.
完璧な複製体か。確かにあれは私と同等の力を持っているみたいだね。そうだね。あれがもしも私を完全に再現したものだとしたら、弱点は生身の魔法使いと同じかな。
格上の魔法使いを倒すとしたら高速魔法か精神操作魔法だ。
Mimic.
だがわずかな隙は生まれる
Let's
かも
put
し
in
れ
a
ない。
fake replica of a
お前な
mimic.
らそれさえあればあれを倒せるはずだ。
Can they do that?
そういう小細工は得意だろう。
では失礼して。
I love how she apologizes before hugging and reading her.
いい匂い。普通は大きな魔力差がなければ通用するはずなのですが。
Is Fern getting jealous?
フリーレンさん、次は私の目を見てください。精神操作魔法も無理ですね。
God damn.
私ではフリーレンさんの精神防御が破れません。
She's like, this is mine, bring her
両
back.
方とも耐性があるようだな。
でも精神防御の構築は複雑で強固ですが、だいぶ古い術式のようです。それに大前提として精神操作魔法は相手に心がないと通用しません。果たして複製体がそこまで再現できているかどうか。
The Uber thought hers maybe
まだ
did.
まだ情報が足りんな。
But of his ability to read the situation.
じゃが一級魔法使いゼンゼと同等の力を持っていると考えて間違いあるまい。
魔力を消して潜伏するにも限界がある。もう倒すしかない。
そもそも現代魔法がダンジョン戦闘に適していません。
魔王討伐時代にほとんどのダンジョンが攻略された弊害じゃな。あの紙には幾重もの魔法がかけられておる。このダンジョン内でも無数の手段で戦えると考えているじゃろう。髪の毛という数えるのも不可能なほどの膨大な数の糸を自在に変質させて操るという普通の人間とはかけ離れたイメージを持つ時点で
That they
わ
can't
しらより
compete
もはる
with.
かに格上
Sheesh.
の魔法使いじゃ。正直ここまで逃げおせたのは奇跡だと思うぞ。
Maybe it's just allowing you.
わしらは頑張った。できるとすればせいぜいひざまずかせて隙を作る程度じゃ。それでも
But
目を
it's
合わ
still
せ
a
て声を
risk.
かけねばならん。
不可能ではないんだな。
相手に心があればの話じゃが。
Already knows. Did she let go of her mana so that it would know where she is? Crazy.
防御魔法を全面展開しろ。質量で叩き壊すか、技術でかいくぐるか。手数で攻める輩は大抵後者じゃ。まさかその両方があるとは巨漢のような重さじゃ。
Oh god.
防御魔法の全面展開は15秒が限界だと考えてい
No.
たが、まさかそれよりも早く破られるとはな。ひざまずけ。なるほど。よくわか
Oh my god.
心がない。心の働きを精密に模倣している。
It's the fact that actual sense has all this
絶対に
magic
勝て
in
ぬ
the
な。
threads of her hair is crazy.
虎の意を借りるしかないの。便利じゃの。安全確保までしてくれるのか。
So she is going to survive because she just said, I don't want to get hurt
俺たちも
again.
逃げるぞ。
Okay. I genuinely thought she was gonna die.
こんなの
Holy
最深
fuck.
部まで無事にたどり着ける人なんているんでしょうか。
言ったろ。合格者を出すつもりなんて初めからないんだよ。
There are people that can pass. Oh no. He went out on his own and now he's lost and scared. I guess that's what pride does to you, but still, I can understand why he didn't trust people and why he thought it was safer to go alone.
力技になるだろうけどね。
で
He's
きる
enjoying this.
そうわかんない。
She loves the challenge of the dungeon. They're doing the exact same thing. Perfect replicas.
まったく何を考えてんだかよくわからねえ連中だ。エールは単純な魔力勝負の殴り合いなら俺やシャルフを圧倒できる。
Wow.
だが俺は勝ち方を知っている。
The animation. Amazing. The animation, the music, the story. Oh, I love this show.
どんな状況だろうとな。
それでしたら、もしかしたら私フリーレン様を殺せるかも
Is
し
it
れま
going
せ
to
ん。
be fun v Frieren?
そう。
It's kind of what I wanted.
じゃあ、作戦を立てようか。
She knows her best, after all. They're going to make me watch the next episode in order to see that epic showdown. But this is exactly what Sense wanted. She wanted them to work together. She wanted this to be like a teamwork exercise. Yes, they aren't assigned teams, but she wanted collaboration. That's part of this. I love that even Sense has been made into a replica to go against the other mages in this dungeon. And he's saying, oh, she didn't want us to pass in the first place. I don't think that's necessarily true. She can't control that the monster in here would make a replica of her, but then she must know that the monster is here. But in a sense, in her mind, the only way to actually beat this monster is to work together. It's teamwork, it's collaboration, it's learning about each other to then figure out each other's strengths and weaknesses to be able to defeat these replicas, to be able to defeat the replica of not only yourself, but of your opponent as well. Because the only way to know how to beat them is to learn about the person you're working with. It's collaboration. Also, if you're fighting these replicas, you're not fighting each other. So it is pacifist in a sense, even though they are aiming to kill. It's still an act of pacifism because the mages have an opportunity to leave. They have an opportunity to escape. Whereas in the first test, they never had that. It was do or die. In this test, they can leave if they have the golem, because she values the lives of these talented mages enough that she doesn't see the point of it going to waste by trapping them in the dungeon. But oh, I'm so excited to see Fern v Frieren. I had a feeling that that was potentially what was going to happen just because the only person that knows Frieren best is Fern. She spent all these years studying under her, training with her. If anyone knows Frieren's weaknesses, it's Fern. But also Fern in a battle of attrition, amazing. She doesn't tire quickly. When she was fighting, Ludner was shocked by how powerful she was, in terms of she just was able to brute force her way through everything that he threw her way. He was trying to wear out her mana and nothing worked. She just was incessant, relentless. So it's going to be interesting to see how that works out, and also what she's able to exploit in terms of Frieren's weaknesses. But just seeing them all work together and collaborate together, it's the aim of this dungeon. They're all able to work together in unique ways. Uber was able to recognize that it was a clone, and therefore Land would be able to come to her rescue because he doesn't want anyone to die for him. And she knew that, and she was able to exploit that and able to beat her own replica because that is his weakness. She was able to exploit that weakness for her own gain. And but it also makes sense as to why there's no replica of Land, because it was the clone. It can't make a replica of a clone because the clone's already a replica. Verbal was able to exploit the weaknesses as well of his comrades because he's come to know them, he's come to trust them, and he's able to win by any means necessary. But he also knows how to defeat them because he's been watching, he's been analyzing, he's been waiting for this moment. But oh my god, this has been so fascinating. I can't wait for this to play out. But the whole message of asking why does Fan do what she does, because she doesn't have passion and motivation in the same way that others do. Well, not necessarily motivation, but ambition. Everyone here has a goal that they want to achieve. And Fern is different. She does this because she loves magic, but she also does this because magic makes Frieren happy and she wants to make Frieren happy. But it's so reminiscent of Frieren and the spells that she learns. The reason she learns all these silly spells is because it made Himmel happy. She loves magic because of its ability to make people happy and to bring joy into people's lives. And likewise, Fern also loves that magic can bring joy into people's lives. She created the butterflies for Haita, and likewise, she now focuses on collecting spells and pursuing the goal of learning more magic solely because she knows the joy that it brings to Frieren and she loves that it makes Frieren happy. And it's just a touching message as to the things that we do for others in our lives because we want to bring them joy and happiness, that we're willing to go the extra mile if it brings them joy, and that everything has worth if it makes someone happy. Like they were saying, why does Frieren really enjoy all this useless junk? Because it's not junk to her, it has meaning, it has purpose. And likewise, that's what most people could say for anyone that collects anything. You know, people will look down on people for collecting Pokemon cards and be like, why do they collect them? It doesn't have a meaning, doesn't have a purpose, but it brings someone joy. And therefore, the act of it bringing joy means it has meaning, it has purpose. Much in the same way that this new craze has been Labubus. I don't know if any of you know what a Labubu is. You probably do from social media, but they're like little ugly dolls. They're so ugly, they're kind of cute dolls that you can collect and you can clip them onto your bag. But people don't understand why people are interested in collecting them. And the simple fact is, they bring joy. People enjoy it because it brings them joy. And if it brings joy, it has meaning, it has purpose, it's not useless. And I think we need to get out of this mentality that everything needs to have a place, that everything needs to have a use. It doesn't have to have a use in order for it to make someone happy. And I think that's more important than something being useful. Everyone is different. Everyone can disagree with me and say that, you know, there's no point having something if it's not useful, and that's fine. If that brings you joy to only have useful things in your life, then that brings you joy. But I think if something brings someone genuine happiness, it doesn't matter what it is, and if it's not harming anyone, then we should allow that and find purpose in it. Again, I collect Pokemon plushies. I like cute things, and they don't have any purpose other than being cute, but they make me happy, and therefore that is their purpose. They bring me joy when I see them, and they make me happy to see them. Books make me happy. Yes, books have a purpose because it broadens your horizons and takes you to new universes, and they're educational in a sense because they hold a mirror up to society and reflect the values and moral lessons of society, but they also look nice and they bring me joy. So that's all that matters. But I am really excited to see how the next episode plays out. And I can't wait to learn more about Ubel. We still haven't really learned much about Ubel, other than Ubel essentially saying that if she doesn't talk, she'll die, and that she doesn't like games of luck because she's never been lucky. And I feel like she's had a hard upbringing. I feel as if maybe her backstory is incredibly sad and tragic, and that's made her the person she is today. But she's actually softer than she lets on. She does genuinely seem to care about the people around her, and she does seem to have a softer side to her in terms of that her ability to mimic magic is based on empathy. If she was a sociopath, she wouldn't be able to mimic that so effectively to be able to replicate the magic. She'd need to actually have that emotional connection with the person, which to me means she has to be quite kind-hearted and quite open to wanting to know and understand others. And she's obsessed with wanting to know more about land, and you could put it down to her wanting to know about this magic and learn this clone magic. But I think it also comes down to that she's not as ruthless as she's initially portrayed to be. I think there's a softer side to Ubel, and that Ubel's potentially had a very hard upbringing, and we're going to maybe see that play out because, again, if her magic's based on empathy, her ability to empathy means that she is kind-hearted to a degree. So I think we're going to see potentially that come to play out because they've hinted at her background a little bit, but they haven't actually shown anything yet. I can't wait to see that when it happens because she does fascinate me. Her and Duncan fascinate me. I want to see more of them too. But thank you so much for watching. If you enjoyed this react, please consider liking, subscribing, and leaving a comment below to help boost this video into the algorithm. And I'm going to get ready to watch the next episode. And until next time, bye!